Yes, gotta. Hopefully, you can tweak your settings to not be out of a
Not be dark.
being a B plus
Yeah.
horror movie right now.
B plus is right. I know I'm dark. Hello, the stream. Uh, but yeah, I don't know what to talk about yet.
I wonder if you could just turn your noise gate up for the AC on
Oh,
Skype.
let me try that too. Good thought, Huey. Uh, settings. Uh,
Hey, everyone who is joining in, we're gonna get started in a few minutes. We're just gonna, fiddle with some
yeah,
settings
I'm
and
gonna see if I can choose a mode. Oh, this is dark theme. Not make me not dark. Maybe I can turn my noise gate up. I love that I know so many things about so many things, and yet at the same time, I'm a complete idiot.
happens to the best of us.
Yep. Volume control. Oh, that's speakers. I want to do this. Properties, levels, enhancements, room correction, advanced.
In your audio settings, there should be a thing for your noise gate. Well, usually on default for Skype, it's like automatically detects, and then if you uncheck
Yeah.
that, you can move a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's alphabetical, but for some reason I can't see. Because new Skype is dumb. Old Skype was so much smarter.
Oof, I use old Skype still.
Yeah, see, I have Windows 10.
So
So
do
it just
I,
comes with
but you
Skype.
can actually download the old one. That's what I did.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. I'll figure it out. Let's just deal with it. I'm gonna see if I can figure out what's up with my camera, but vamp, and I'll
Yeah.
fit.
What up, everyone? Welcome. Today's just gonna be a really, really short stream featuring Puddsy and myself. We are both
Hi.
attendees at the New York City meetup last weekend, which was an absolutely, absolutely great time.
Yes.
So we're just gonna do a quick, 45-minute to an hour, just reflections. Talking about our thoughts, talking about meetups in general, talking about all the awesome things we saw, awesome people
Yes.
we communicated with, and all the fun that it's a meetup, and why you should go to any meetup in your local area.
Yes, because
So-
you all know I love to talk shit.
Yeah, so that's what's in store today. Let's hit that intro. And that's the intro. So
It's so much less exciting when you're on the stream. It's just like, let's hit that intro, and then we're just quiet. I know I'm dark. I'm trying to fix it, but it's just like you hit it, and then it's like cool, and then nothing. Like
Yep.
hit that intro, and then I just watch Huey like lean over in his chair. All right. Anyway,
Anyways, yeah, New York meetup was this last Saturday on the 16th of June, which
Yep.
was an absolutely wonderful time. But, the meetup itself was on the 16th. But I think for most people, it's easy to agree the meetup for an individual starts when you get to the
yeah,
city,
when you get there,
right? If you're a
Yes.
traveler, like
Yes.
myself. If you're like Puddsy, who even though it's, hop and a skip away, he started meeting up with people who traveled as well. So it kind of starts when you start interacting with the people of the meetup.
It really was like a 36-hour experience for me.
Yeah.
Like, there's no like better. I think that's the best way to describe it. Yeah, the light's on in my room, but like it really was like a 36 to 48-hour experience.
Yeah. It really was. It's a lot happened and nothing happened, but a lot happened.
But yeah, camera settings.
So
Yeah,
let's
God, even.
Hmm?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So
go ahead.
let's start with just talking about meetups in general, because I think meetups are one of the really cool things about this community that brings people together on like a lot of smaller, similar kinds of communities where like, man, it's a meetup.
Yep.
I'm not really into fountain pens, but I don't imagine they have meetups in the degree that we do. Like they don't have people like going around.
Yeah.
Like, can I try out your fountain pen? I'm here to
Yeah,
kiss and claw at each other.
Yeah, like who's gonna like walk like at a fountain pen meetup? It's just like a table with like a bunch of pens on it. and like just someone's got a notepad. It's like an art store, but like chaotic.
So in a way, it's like almost something really unique
Yeah,
to keyboards, which I absolutely love. Absolutely love it.
I
So
think meetups are great. I love them.
meetups are
I like
great.
I like meeting all the people because it's like, oh, this is what all these people look like. And then a lot of the times you see the same people and it's like, oh, I like them.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so like for me, one of the cool things about meetups as an overview is, well, the second part, the meetup part. You know, because all of us can go on RMK and look at a ton of pictures. We can all go on Geek Hack or Death Authority, look at a ton of pictures, find out all kind of certain interesting articles about this or that, this or that. But at the meetup, you can meet the people behind the username. You know, you can
Yeah.
actually interact with them as a person to person, because I think a lot of people
Yeah.
don't realize like how valuable and amazing that difference is when you talk to someone in person. It's great,
Mhm.
absolutely great.
Yeah, it's fascinating. And it's like a lot. Some people are the same in real life. Like I say I'm different in real life, but really I'm the same. But like some people are like vastly different in real life than they are online.
Yes. Oof.
Often for the better.
Yeah, often for the better at least.
So
That's a really true thing.
yeah,
So let's crank the clock back. Did your meetup start on a Thursday or a Friday?
I think I think Friday is the safest way. Is the safest bet because I went to Dropbox to meet Olivia and Brandon before you flew in.
Mm-hmm.
So while Huey was still on the flight, I went to Dropbox with Olivia and Brandon and Craig, and wow, hello, the bot. Yes,
Hold on, the bot. Yes.
but yeah. So and then Craig was hand wiring something, and we. So I walk into Dropbox, and I like sitting in the lobby for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, what is going on? And Olivia and Brandon walk out, both of them. So I'm like, oh, cool. They're here to let me in, and they said we're going to Home Depot. Come on, and I'm like, and I'm like, all right, this is about to be a great meetup. This is about to be a great time, because Olivia's AL1 plate
Mm-hmm.
was she got one. She ordered split backspace, and they sent her single backspace. So obviously Brandon was just like, well, let's just file the plate and then cover it with red Sharpie. And Olivia was like, I agree with one of those two things. So we bought some files, we filed Olivia's plate, we built Olivia's AL1, and then we struggled with QMK for like 45 minutes. And Craig hand-wired a keyboard, and then halfway through it, he looks up and he looks distressed, and I'm like, Craig, what's wrong? And he goes, I'm doing it backwards.
Ooh.
Halfway through. Halfway through. He's
Oh.
like, I'm doing it backwards.
Oh.
So I was just like, well, you can probably fix it in QMK. You just have to do it, like, program it backwards. And he was like, yeah, okay, we'll figure that out. And he just finishes it. So his board was just, like, not untested. And, like, he was just like, yeah, it's my hand-wired acrylic board. And he, like, didn't tell anyone. But he couldn't get it to work. Like, the Pro Micro registered, but it just didn't. He had soldered it all backwards, which is very funny. And then, so that happened, and then Olivia was like, all right, well, we're going to go get tea, and Brandon texted Andrew, also from Input Club, and then Andrew, like, went and got a table at the Italian restaurant, but we got tea first for, like, an hour before, and, like, Andrew was just, like, sitting in the restaurant for, like, half an hour, or, like, 45 minutes, while we were just, like, sitting and drinking tea across the street. Like, I want to point out that we weren't far away. Like, he could have just, like, got, like, there were other tables. Like, he could have just said, hey, hold this for me for a bit. I'm going to go across the street and, like, get my friends, and, like, I'll come back in a little bit. But no, he just sat there with, like, Andrew and Alec just sat there for, like, half an hour while, like, the four of us just, like, sat and drank tea in this, like, nice tea place across the street. And it was real good. Olivia used to work there, so they gave us some free tea. It was great. Yeah, here's the real secret, is that, like, if you go anywhere, like, go with Olivia. Like,
Yeah.
always trust Olivia. When Olivia says, let's go somewhere, it's just like, all right, I'm in. Like, that's what I've learned from hanging out with her. It's like, the first time we hung out, she was like, hey, let's get some tea and we'll get some ramen. And I was like, I'm in. And we got really good tea and really good ramen. And then the next time it was like, let's get some udon, and we got really good udon. And it's like, always trust Olivia. and this Italian food place was really good. And then Huey showed up at the tea place, and then
I
we went and
showed
got.
up.
So why don't you narrate the next bit?
Yeah, so let me intersect for while that was happening during Pudsy's day.
Yeah.
My day was not going to work and instead going to the airport at 9 so I could get onto a flight from Fresno to Phoenix, which landed in Phoenix at 11:42, which was an issue because my flight to New York started boarding at 11:40. So there
I forgot about that.
there was an issue there. So like, while everyone was like, you know, the plane was taxiing, everyone was seated nice and respectably, and you know the flight attendants were like, oh, please stay in your seat until you know we're fully you know stopped at the terminal. I was at the back seat too, and there was a flight attendant next to me. I showed her my ticket from New York. I'm like, can I do something about this? And she's like, okay, everyone, this person has a connecting flight. Please let them through. I just bolted to the front. And as soon as the sky thing connected, I bolted out and I was freaking running across Phoenix Airport at like max speed. It was crazy. I barely made it onto my New York flight. That was miserable.
You mentioned that, but it was unclear.
Yeah, it was intense. So, sat down, flew to New York, was cool. I landed in New York, weather was great. When I landed, I was like, "Hey, Olivia, what's happening?" She's like, "We're gonna get tea, and we're gonna get food. Meet us at the place." I got the Uber digits. I got the place, and I headed off, and this is where I intersected, and I got dropped off. I went to the restaurant, dropped off my backpack. I'm like, "Oh, what up, Andrew? Oh, what up, Alec?" Alec is also another member of Impa Club, also famously known as Oh Hi Mark. You guys might know him from Desk Authority and just from being around as a awesome and intelligent person.
He's cool.
So I was there. I said hi to them, and then Olivia's like, "Huey, have a cup of tea with us." Cool. So I went over, saw Puddsy, saw Brandon. We're like, "What up? Good to see you guys."
And Craig.
and
Now, don't
Craig.
forget.
Yeah, don't forget
The thing
Craig.
of okay, I want to point out that no matter what, don't forget that Craig is there this whole time.
Yeah.
Like Craig is just like there. That's important to note. Continue.
So I say hi to all of them. I get 2 cups of tea. Absolutely delicious tea. You and Olivia are correct. Yeah. Absolutely delicious tea. Very clean. Very nice. You picked a wonderful place, Puddsy.
Olivia picked the place, but
you picked the
but
tea.
the last time we went there, she paid, and then I was like, cool. Now I have to buy Olivia tea.
Fair.
So
fair.
I have a tab with Olivia.
Oof. Good luck.
It's great. I'll pay it off.
Yeah. And then after that, we all headed and went to the table that Andrew and Alec were so kind to hold down for us. They were like 3 bread baskets in and 2 apps in, but
yeah, they were chilling. They were chilling.
They were chilling. Yeah, they were winding it up, and we had a wonderful dinner.
Yeah, it was great.
Absolutely wonderful dinner.
Yeah, I forgot to mention what I did in the morning though.
What did you do in the morning?
Which is important. So, because I think I might have mentioned it a little bit in my own Discord that I was like in New Jersey. So my cousin has autism and he graduated his program. So like this is like the one like get together we're gonna have for him like ever. So I was like, all right, I have to go to that, but like I have to get up at 9 a.m. and like drive with my dad to New Jersey. So I did that and it was fine. I had a good time. It was nice to see him and like the rest of that side of my family. And then like I got back at 5. I was gonna meet Olivia at like 5:30 at Dropbox. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna kill a half an hour here. Like I'm done. Like let me relax and shoot. So forgot to mention that. So then I went to Dropbox and did all that shit, and then we got Italian food. So
Italian food, that was good. I actually have a picture of what I ordered. I don't know how I can like describe this. Like, it actually shows up decently on my camera.
Yeah, it was the burrata with the arugula and then the cured beef, whatever it was. There was some kind of cured meat with it. It was good.
That thing, it was absolutely delicious. We had a lot of good food at that Italian place. So surprisingly really good.
It was great.
And then after that, of course, as you do with friends in New York on a Friday night, you gotta grab some drinks. So we went to what is, in my life, the best cocktail bar / lounge I have ever been in my life.
I feel like you're not quite doing it justice, though, as to how we got there.
That's correct.
Right?
That's
right?
correct.
Because
go over that.
Okay, so we ate Italian food and we were finishing up. We were all just chatting, And Olivia, and we're all like, all right, so now's the part where we go drinking. And like, I don't normally drink. I want to point that out, like going into this. Like, I didn't drink any alcohol at the tea place, which I guess makes sense. But like, hadn't drank. They had like an open bar at Dropbox, and like Brandon had a drink, Olivia had a drink. But like, I didn't drink anything then. I didn't drink anything at the Italian food place. I am not a drinker. But Olivia's like, we should all go out and drink. And I'm like, okay, I'll go to this bar. Maybe I'll drink some soda or something. And Olivia's like, it's kind of far away. We'll have to take an Uber. And we're in like the Village. So if you know New York geography, that's like the place to be if you're drinking. So I'm like, why are we going far away to drink when we can just drink here? And Olivia just says, trust me, I can get us into this place. We'll go. And I'm like, fine. I trust you, Olivia. I don't have to pay for this Uber, so it's fine. Like, we'll go and we'll see what happens. So, and it's like half an hour. Like it was like we went from like Houston to like 57th. We went to it's in the Mandarin Oriental Hotel. Like it was like 60 blocks in an Uber. Like it was a while. It was there was a lead up to this, and I was like, this place better be fucking amazing. Like this place better be so good. Like it has to be the best. It needs to be good, or else like I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, for me, like the tip off was Olivia's like, I got us into a place. I'm like,
yeah,
into a place, like you can make some phone calls and make magic happen. Yeah. Like we can't just walk into a bar. Like this is
exactly
a place. What she did. Which is what happened.
She's like, I got us in. We gotta go. And I'm like, all right.
Okay.
And it's describe what it's like going into the building.
Oof. When you go to a building, it's just like this giant, nice, regal hotel, almost, but like a very modern regal hotel. It's not like over the top with anything, but it's really, really solidified in its look, really clean, right? Like we just walked in, like without like looking at anyone. We're just following Olivia. And Olivia's just like, you know, going straight to the elevator. Like she knows what she's doing, so no one's questioning her. Everyone's like, okay, she's one of them. Right.
That's the key in New York, though. Is like anyone who knows, like if you look like you know where you're going, no one's gonna ask you any questions.
Right,
so I did the same thing when because you went in a different Uber than I did, right?
Yeah.
You were in the
I was in the first one with Olivia.
Yeah. So like I walked in with the Input Club guys, and we stepped out of the Uber, and I was like, I have no idea where we're going, but just follow me and we'll find it.
Yeah.
And it worked.
So we all met up at the elevator. We went up the elevator to a 30-something floor.
35th floor.
35th floor. That's right.
I remember that because it's a good number.
Yeah, we go out. There's this beautiful openish lobby, and there's a far window with a beautiful skyline view. There's tables. There's soft music playing from speakers. There's people chatting and lounging, and they're like, "Oh, Olivia, you're here. We were able to get you a table for 8 people. Come along." And we're like, "Oh, cool." We sit down and we're looking at this menu in like sheer amazement of the variety offered of cocktails, the fact that we've never heard of any of these cocktails before, because these cocktails are like the mix of alcohol and like science. And I don't mean like by like mad scientist kind of science. I mean like a regal Harvard PhD biochemist decided he wanted to get into alcohol.
Yes, that's exactly right. So I found out later, by the way. I'm going to point out a detail about the elevator too, because the elevator. So there were 4 buttons in the elevator. Lobby, basement, 35, 36. It's that kind of place. So at 36, I looked it up. The 36th floor is a restaurant that's affiliated with the bar. But the bar is affiliated with this restaurant called Alinea, which was the first 3 Michelin star restaurant in Chicago. And I don't know if you know what that means or not, but that's hot shit. That means it's like the best of the best. That's what like the best restaurants on earth are 3 Michelin stars. So it's affiliated with a 3 Michelin star restaurant in Chicago. It's run by the same guy, which is like, I found that out later, but if I had known that before, I would have been like, holy shit.
Yeah. It was wild. The drinks, like, it was amazing. It was literally
they were so good.
Science and drinks. It's not like, we've mixed 4 ingredients together and we've shaken them up and added ice. Here you go. No. It's like, here's a chemistry experiment that we played around with, and we found the right combinations of the right things to make this magical.
And you get drunk. Boy, did I.
So we had our fair share of drinks, and fair share of fun. It was absolutely wonderful. We had a lot of conversation.
We have to tell them about the drinks, Huey.
Here, I'll show you. I'll show them the minute video. Okay.
Oh, okay, okay. Is this the one of the? Yeah.
Hold on. Let me turn my volume down.
This was. So, I'll explain what it is. So this is the vacuum cup. So there's a burner under that lights the drink and it makes it boil and it goes and because it creates a vacuum, so it goes up into the like second part and it steeps in the like spices and stuff up there, so it tastes different. And then it also heats the drink up. And it was this one, like, despite how cool the presentation is, it like wasn't that good.
I thought this one was pretty good. I actually like this one quite a bit.
It was all right. I think the non-alcoholic one was good.
Yeah, one Brandon got non-alcoholic. So once the heat is off and they pull it away, the pressure changes and it flows back down. So it goes up clear, down red after absorbing everything.
Yeah. And then they pour it into a cup with some butter in it.
Yeah. And then there's a big tiki tower of drinks.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great time. I showed off my keyboards that I brought. We'll talk about it a bit later, but I did show off my CA66 and E6, the two keyboards I brought, which I was very happy about because everyone at the table was surprised about my E6.
Yeah. Oh, the E6. I love how I'm trying to talk about the drinks too. It's just like keyboards.
Keyboards.
I get it though.
Right. The drinks are amazing. Pricey.
Yeah,
I would never go there alone.
Oh yeah, it's not a place to go alone.
But keyboards, a good conversation. We're hanging out with Impa Club. A lot of you guys may not know. Andrew, CEO, and Cameron, COO, just got back from a week-and-a-half trip in Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Shenzhen. They're in all three places. We're going back and forth, doing all kind of awesome business stuff.
Yeah.
So they're sharing their adventures there. We were talking about what we all have been up to. For me, it was really a great time because this is the first time I've met Puddsy in real life.
Yes,
like I say,
that's right.
Like we said at the beginning, it's a really cool, awesome thing to meet someone in real life because there's a lot of body language, a lot of small things that get translated a lot better when people meet in person.
Yeah.
That was cool. If you guys don't know, if from this already, Puddsy is a cool guy. I can vouch for that. He is one of as I would say the cool kids.
There you go. I'll take that. Thanks, Huey. Huey is also one of the cool kids.
Thanks, buddy.
I think that's like the group to be with if you go to a meetup, honestly.
Yeah.
Like that, like Input Club plus us is good.
Yeah. Impa Club, they're always great hosts, great individuals. We had a lot of fun with them. They told us a lot of really cool, awesome stuff. Some things we can't share, so we won't. But man, it's like they have a lot of things on the horizon. I shared some top Clack things that we have on the horizon. A lot of awesome things are.
I talked about my secret projects.
Yeah, so
I always have secret projects. Like, don't underestimate.
So that's the cool thing about like in IRL meetups, because like, hey, friend DA is a thing that some people stick to, and when you know the right people who stick to them, it's even better when you can share about them in person and elaborate the ideas a lot.
Friend DA. I think that's the best way I've heard it put. Like, there was definitely a moment where I was like, Andrew was about to say something, and I was like, just know that if you tell me something, there's a good chance I will tell everybody.
So he's choosy with it.
Yeah, so he didn't say anything. And I was like, I respect that. But, yeah, it was fucking cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. So after that, we shared keyboards. Because Olivia, she was blown away by my E6.
With the Zelios.
With the 78-gram Xylens. She actually
Those were good.
They were really good. I lubed them myself, and people liked them at the meetup and at that table there. And actually, Olivia actually wants me to build her next board for her with that same switch. How I did my Xylens.
I can smell the chat now. I just said a lubed keyboard was good, but it was good. That's my hot take of the week. But anyway.
I think since we're here and we did talk about it, most people don't hear the full elaboration that we talked about, because I actually agree.
We talked about it all night.
Yeah, we talked about it all night.
It kept coming up.
Okay. I will say this. There's a good reason Puddsy says most keyboards and most switches shouldn't be lubed. He should have gone farther than that, but conversation sparked up, and he just kind of let it run wild. But there was actually a good reason that I agree with.
You gotta say it.
Oh, do you want me to say it, or do you want to go through it?
They're not gonna believe me if I say it.
Okay, fine. So Brian and I have mentioned this as well, and Brian and I do go through this point a lot, which is basically, the truth is most people aren't good at lubing, because most people, this hobby is still relatively new, so most people are still inconsistent. They don't have good consistency from switch to switch to switch. That's the reality. That's the issue.
Well, I think that doesn't quite cover it though, because because a lot of it is not just inconsistent. A lot of it is consistently like mushy, and like we were talking about this. Like, you've been to meetups, you were like, hey, check out this keyboard I lubed, and you like use it, and you're like, oh, this is great. I'm good for you. I'm glad, but it's like not a pleasant typing experience, because there's just like so much lube in the switch. It's like typing in on a waterbed. That's what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And like, there are some people who are good at lubing. Like, I would trust Krellbit to lube my keyboard. I would trust Huey to lube a keyboard. I'd trust Invisibility to lube a keyboard. I don't trust like Johnny Two Fingers and his like and Pro that he desoldered and lubed and put back together. Like, there's levels to it.
So to everyone in chat, I did originally bag lube the Xylons, that's correct, but I did do touch-ups off stream before the meetup, because I already knew I was bringing it, so like I had to show its A game. That's a little secret, Huey secret. Sometimes you gotta get things ready before a meetup without anyone knowing. Just because I stream a lot of things, there's some things I don't stream, just because I want to impress people at meetups.
Hold on, I need to reply to this text.
Yeah, no worries.
No, it's my girlfriend is watching. So, how are you discussing lube with a straight face? I don't understand. I'm used to it. I'm sorry for exposing you like this, but listen. All right. So, anyway, but like, some people know how to do it, and it's okay. But most people, like, no, I'd say 99 out of 100 people don't know how to do it. But those 1 out of 100s are very good at it.
Yeah,
and but like
Sorry, go on. Sorry, I interrupted you.
The Koreans don't do it. The Chinese don't do it. That's all I was gonna say.
Because they don't want to look bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is one thing I actually do respect of the Western audience. You know, even if they do it badly, they're still trying. And once enough people keep trying, they will get better. Most people have the capacity to learn and get better. So I think in the long run, it'll be good. Hopefully. But yeah, at the moment, you ask Brian all the time. People are like, Brian, you like good lubed keyboards? And Brian's like, yeah, I do. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
And then people at Seattle mini meetups or Seattle meetups be like, Brian, you gotta try this vintage MX Black 55 gram that I lubed myself. And Brian's like, all right, here we go. Mush, 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 mush. And he's like,
yeah,
you lubed the keyboard. I'm gonna go eat food now.
You definitely lubed the keyboard. You've definitely put lube in this keyboard, and it's definitely lubed now. Like, that's sort of that's how, yeah. That's how life is.
So after that, talking about all that awesome stuff, we eventually...
we need to point out what time it is at the end of this. So after this, after we go to this like fancy bar, it's like 1 in the morning.
By the time we finish talking about keyboards, last call's like they've turned on the lights.
Yeah, like place. They turned. Yeah, like that's why we left. Is they turned the lights on. We were like, now it's time to go.
They actually want us out.
Yeah, it's like we need to exit.
So it's 1 o'clock. We're exiting. Like I said, Andrew and Cameron literally just came from Asia to New York. So they're like,
from like Shenzhen or something.
We're dead. We're gonna go, go to the hotel and probably drink there and then go to sleep. Somewhere near.
Yeah.
And then Craig has to go as well, but you guys will. But Craig actually went home to finish his hand wire build.
Yeah, Craig went home and then stayed up another 3 hours to finish his keyboard.
He was like, I'm gonna sleep. He did not sleep.
He's intense. I love him.
He's amazing. Yes. So he finished that hand wire build like a champ. But so it was left to be Puddsy, Olivia, Brandon, and myself, and we're like, yeah, let's walk around, appreciate whatever part of New York we were in, and find a place to drink.
And then Olivia goes, "Hey, I know a good place near here where we can go get more drunk." And I was like, "All right,
yeah,
I'm already drunk, so let's keep going."
It was a really cool Northeast European, like German / Dutch /
It was a Viking theme.
Viking themed is pretty accurate. Yeah.
That's what I said to my parents, because I told my parents this story too, because it's funny.
A Viking themed pub / bar where Puddsy and I shared some delicious 50 cents Korean barbecue flavored wings.
Yeah, the guy was like, "We have 50-cent wings, but you'll have 3 minutes to order." And I was like, "Fuck it, a dozen."
Puddsy and I, we both looked at each other and sitting there like, "Yeah,
yep." Well, they said Korean barbecue, and like, that was it. Like it's like, all right, give it to me. Give me the KBBQ.
We all ordered. Yeah,
we'll come back to that one later.
Oof.
Oh, that was a time. But so we got our wings, we all got drinks, and I'll refrain from exposing details of our discussions, but we got, we were all drunk and it was late in the night, so
we got personal, and that's the reality of meeting, actual people that you form relations and friends with. Like, I would call Puddsy a friend, but like before I met him in real life and like meeting him in real life, it was just like we're normal friends, like normal people.
Yeah.
And we talked and hung out and drank with Olivia and Brandon as well, which also are my friends. It was a great time, We stayed up from 1 to 4 basically. 3:30 when we left ish. 3:30 ish when we left.
It was firmly 4 o'clock when we left.
Okay, 4
it was like I remember that. Like, I'm time obsessed. Like, my girlfriend will tell you, I'm always looking at the clock. But we left. It was 3:58 a.m. Like, I got this, but it was late. So Olivia's like, I'm going home. And then the three of us walked around the block a little bit.
Yeah, it was it's one of those nights when you have with your friends where you all stay up, you're all just talking, and even though that's all you're doing, it's still one of the best nights you've ever had with your friends for a long, long time.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah, like we all really connected as friends, and like it was a great time. Like it was just talking, just sharing drinks and some wings, but the conversations were rich, fulfilling, and I love these guys. They're all wonderful.
Yeah, we told some great stories.
Yeah. We're not going to repeat anything that happened there.
Yeah, what happened in that bar and in that Uber after the bar, that's not, no one's going to know. That's what happens in NYC stays in NYC. Like, I told some very personal, like Huey is thinking of the one I think, if Huey's thinking of the one I think he's thinking of, like, yeah, well, if you get me drunk enough, I might tell it again, but that's probably not gonna happen. Anyway, so Huey has to check into, like, I need to point out. So we get in an Uber. It's like 4:15 in the morning, and Huey still has to check into his hotel. So, and his hotel, we're like on like 50th Street. His hotel was like way at the bottom of Manhattan. Yeah. So it was like another half-hour Uber. So it's like 4:45 in the morning or something. It might not have quite been. It was like 4:30-ish. You check into your hotel, and then I use the lobby bathroom, and then I have to get on the subway and go home. So I'm only halfway home. So I get home, and I take the subway, and the subway's like fucked up at that point. So it took me like 45 minutes to get home from there, even though normally it takes me like 20. So I get home, and I walk out of the subway, and I live a block and a half from the subway. I walk 1 block straight, and then I turn left. So I get out, I turn left, and I'm looking at the sky, and I'm like, huh, the sky is a funny color, but maybe I'm just a little drunk, and I don't really know. But I was fine. And I was like walking up the block a little more, because I live at the end of the block, and I'm like halfway up the block, and I look at the sky again, and I'm like, huh, it's kind of bright out. And then it hits me. It's like, oh, that's the sun. That's the sun. Like, it's firmly the day now. So I walked in, and I walked into my house. I looked at my phone. It is 5:30 in the morning. thereabouts. It might have been like somewhere in 5 to 5:30. So I'm like, cool. I need to drink a shitload of water at this exact moment. So I drank like, do I still have it? I must have recycled it. I had a giant bottle and I filled it with water and drank 2 of them. And then I passed the fuck out at like 6.
And for context for everyone, he went to sleep at 6. I went to sleep at around 5. The plan was to meet at dim sum that morning.
10:30.
10:30.
So I got 3.5 hours of sleep, and you know what? I fucking made it. I woke up.
You did.
Still drunk, and then we went to dim, and then got on the train and went to dims. Like I woke up and I stood up and I was like, "Fuck," you know? You ever had that moment where it's like, "God damn it, here I am," and I showed up. Not only did I show up, I showed up early.
Yes. We were really surprised.
Yeah, I showed up way early to find out that everybody had bailed.
Yeah, it was just okay. So Brandon and I, being responsible people we are, we rang up Cameron and Andrew. They're still dead from Asia, so we're like, we'll try to go later. And we're like, okay.
Andrew was fully asleep. I don't think he picked up his phone at all.
Cameron's in. Andrew was still completely gone. So Brandon and I were like, okay, let's grab an Uber. We Ubered over. We were the first ones there. We put our names down, and we're like, okay, I think we're gonna be like 12 people because we went down to 8 people because we're missing out on the Input Club guys because Alec couldn't make it either because he was too far. But New York City people should be going, right? And then Olivia's like, hey guys, the whole New York City gang bailed except for like one guy. So,
Nick showed up.
Yeah, Nick came. So it's with
a suitcase.
Yeah, with a suitcase. So it's gonna be myself, one other, and Puddsy when he shows up. And we're like, oh, okay. And then as soon as like that ended, Puddsy just rolls up.
And then I showed up. I walked out of the train there. By the way, I got lost and still showed up early. I was like, wait a minute, I'm far now. I need to go this way, which was like, nice.
Yeah. That was a fun time. And then basically everyone was there in a few moments, and then we grabbed some absolutely great dim sum.
I picked that place.
It's a good place.
That was the one place I picked. Everything else was Olivia.
We got some tripe, got some chicken feet, got some hakao tumai.
Yep.
It was a good time.
We got pork buns, but apparently only I wanted the pork buns.
Yes. We got some shrimp
noodle. Got shrimp. We got a lot of shrimp noodles, and we got one of those things with the dough in them. Whatever those are called, they're good.
Those things. Olivia's in chat. She'll tell us what they're called.
Yeah, she knows. But it was good. It's whatever.
Yeah, they were. Oof. So good.
Yeah, it was ace. It was damn good. Jaliang. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jaliang.
Oof.
Those were good. We just like, but I was still hungry afterwards. So like during the meetup, I like snuck out and like ate a huge bag of chips. I want to like make that known. Like I didn't say anything about it day of. But you were all like, I'm good, I'm ready to go, and I was like, but I'm still hungry. I was like, I want to keep eating, but I didn't want to like stop us from being like we were already a little late, so I was like, yeah. So like during the meetup, there was like a time where I like ran out, and there was like a hot dog cart like around the block, and I like shoved 2 hot dogs in my mouth.
Good call.
I was like, feed me.
So after we ate, we grabbed some Ramoon, because Japanese soda is delicious.
Yep. I still have the bottle somewhere in my room.
Very nice. We grabbed Uber, made it to the meetup location, which was the Avery Restaurant at insert hotel name here. I cannot remember. It doesn't really matter.
The Mandarin Oriental.
Are you sure?
I have his business card.
Oh, okay. Well,
Mandarin Oriental. Yeah. The Aviary.
No,
Mandarin
not the Aviary.
Oriental.
Not the Aviary. The restaurant for the meetup.
Oh.
It was the Avery, not Aviary. Sheraton. There you go.
Wait. Oh, at the Sheraton.
Yeah,
Fuck.
there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, chat. Yeah, we went there. We met up. It was a good time. And that's where meetup happens.
Yeah. And then we met up, and then you go first.
Oh, okay.
Well, I want to think about what stories I want to tell, and I also need to send a text.
Okay, so we're all there. Brandon had to set up with the Input Club, Input Club guys because they got stuff to show off, including a new low pro keyboard, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I sat up in a little corner. It was Puddsy, Olivia, and myself just setting up all of our stuff. And because we had to figure out which CA66 was best, Olivia and I had our CA66s next to each other and our E6s next to each other because, well, first I'm going to say my E6 was better because my stabs were lubed and my switches weren't as good as her Holy Pandas, but her stabs completely ruined that build. And then the Rose Gold for the International Group Buy, the CA66, was a clear winner over the Rose Gold for the Chinese Group Buy. So that's a statement that is a fact at this point. No, it was a great meetup. A lot of people came. I was wearing my Top Clack t-shirt, which I'm not wearing right now. It was really nice. For me, it was very, very endearing, and like it was very, very nice for people to be like, "Oh, you're a man of interest. It's great to meet you. Watch your show." And a lot of people gave me useful input, useful advice, and very good constructive criticism, which I all took to heart, and I'm really thankful for anyone who spoke to me about Top Clack, which makes me really happy.
And people recognized me too, which was weird. Like someone came up to me and they were like, "Are you Puddsy?" And I'm like, "Whoa! Somebody knows who I am."
I am the Puddsy.
That's weird, but okay. Yes, I am. And then, but yeah, finish telling your stories, and then I'll tell some of mine. Or I can tell some now.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so my highlight of the meetup was when I found out that I had built NZ Howard's Corsa, which was just such a strange and bizarre moment. Like, I looked at it, and I was like, huh, I recognize this pattern of damage along the bottom bezel. Like, I recognized the pitting and the anodizing, and I was like, alright, that's kind of weird. But I was like, maybe we'll open it up and I'll figure it out. So I asked him, can we open it up? And like, somebody had brought a screwdriver set. So we open it up, and I look at the inside of the case first, like the inside of the bottom part first. And I was like, yeah, this still looks familiar. And I was like, yeah, alright. This is oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't notice it at all. So I we took it apart and I looked at the PCB and I knew instantly. I was like, that's me. Those are my solder joints. And he had like done some other stuff on the inside of it that I like used to do before, and like they became real mods, which is funny because it was just me fucking around with OTDs. He was like, yeah, I did the toothpick mod, and I was like, I came up with that. I was like, I did it first. It was like the second or third keyboard I ever built. This is fucking crazy. Oh no, he's gone. Now I have to vamp. But so I built the Corsa. Oh, very important. And then I found out that I had built that Corsa, and I was like, wow, this is weird. And it like just like reinforced my like thought that like OTDs like aren't worth buying, which I can go into that hot take in a bit if you'd like. But I was just like, all right, this is a weird moment. It was because I like built that shit like 2014 or 2015.
Back in the day.
Like a long time ago.
No, it was really cool. There's some pretty cool projects to see. The guy who did the hardline hand wire build was there. That was really cool. I actually had a pretty good conversation about him, about his inspirations about making the piece. And I'm going to call it a piece because he refers to it as functional art, which I highly agree with. Is
that the translucent keyboard?
Yeah.
Also, so flex your dog.
Let's see. Joe, aka Ellipse, was there, maker of the modern new Model F keyboard, 3 years in the making, but he is still adamantly going to try to make the best reproduction that he can.
Yeah, and he's into it. Like, if you go read that thread, it's long for a reason.
When I talk to him in person, he is so passionate about that project. Like, I can't help but respect him for that level of passion.
I love him. He's one of my favorite people.
Yeah, he was great.
He's just like I talked to him at KeyCon last year too. He was like, yeah, the plates are kind of mostly right, but they're a millimeter off, so I'm having them make me another prototype. And I'm like, a millimeter? And he goes, yeah, the curve's not quite right, and I want it to be exact. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
And then like the color matching has been going forever, and like the spring saga, like you could write like a whole article just about the springs.
The spring arc is over though. Oof.
Yeah, he found them. It's finally there, but he was there. He's great. And then like Rocket Grunt Jank was there selling blind bags. and Olivia was like, he cut me off. I'm giving you $100. Go buy some blind bags. So I was like, cool. So I was like, fine. And I did, and that happened. And then like, I like at every point I like made sure someone was like standing over our keyboards to make sure like no one was touching them.
So
I was like,
let's just
yeah,
do a
right.
quick interception here. Does everyone remember this cool guy named Craig? He stayed up till when we went to sleep, basically working on a handwire board, and he showed up to the meetup and
on time.
On time. He was, for the first half of the meetup, he was just drained of life, but he made it.
Yeah. He was there.
He was
less
there.
Craig.
Yeah, he was a
what a hero. That's right, Olivia.
Yeah. So that was happening. That was really, really cool. He got like 2 hours, 3 hours of sleep probably.
Yeah, something like that. He stayed up real late, and then was he at dim sum?
He was not.
I don't think. Yeah, he wasn't. He was like, I stayed up too late, and I was like, valid.
Yeah, very valid.
Yeah, Craig. Oh no, Craig is my idol. I love Craig. He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go home and go to bed. Shows up the next day. Yeah, I stayed up till 5 a.m. building my keyboard.
That's the mark of a hero right there.
Yeah.
Let's see. A lot of people were there. Oh, I forgot his name. I feel really bad now. He called it the Eve prototype. It was the split ortho
that guy.
full size.
Oh, I hold on. Let me find the Geek Hack thread.
Please do. Wow,
I'll put it in chat because I don't know his name, but I know his Geek Hack thread.
I talked at length with him about that board because I really like the board. I really want him to
That's
put
what
it in the
I
group
said too. I talked to him about it for a while.
Yeah.
Where is it? Eve. No project.
That was really cool to see it. Type my fingers on it a little bit. He's really he's another maker that even though that hasn't gone group by yet and the interact didn't go well. When I talked to him, I respected him so much as a maker because. So I asked him a little bit about the keyboard, what he thought. He's like, well, I want left-hand numpad because I work in engineering. I'm a CAD. I do CAD all day. So right-hand mouse, left-hand numpad. I'm like, cool, that makes sense. But how about, like, your USB cable? Because it's coming out from the left side. Why not have
LMNOP.
Okay, thank you.
That's his username. His Reddit is LMNOP. He's got a bunch of... I'll just link his Reddit profile. Yeah. I can't find his Geek Hack thread right now.
Yeah, and I was like, why not make it, like, the cable coming out of the center because it's neutral.
Oh, of course. Olivia fucking found it. Like the second I... All right. Thanks, Olivia.
Thank you, Olivia. Yeah. So I was
it's
like,
an ergonomics.
Yeah. So I was like, why not, have the cable come out of the middle so you can go either way? And he's like, no. See, I wanted to be on the left, and I want to be a static connector because it's supposed to stay at my desk. It doesn't move from my desk. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And I'm like, well, why the left side? He's like, well, the left side's obvious. The split in the middle lines up with the center of your monitor, so that means you need the wire to come out of the left to go around my monitor. I'm like, and every time he talked about his setup and how it worked in his setup. Like, he didn't care about the other people who, like me, who are interested in this, which I absolutely love. Like, this is a keyboard he made for himself with such passion.
I think that's the best way to do it.
Such passion. And he was probably one of the best people that I talked to at the meetup. I'm not going to lie. Like, I love seeing that board. I want one. That made me want one even more.
Yeah.
I asked him, he's like, yeah, I'm like, because a lot of people who do ortho, they make, they change the keycap sizes for the mods. And he's like, that's stupid. I want easy keycaps to find. Like, yeah, hell yeah.
That guy was like, I love him. He's like, I think that's something we need a lot more. Is he's like, yeah, but it's for my setup.
I'm like
it's not like I like that other people like it, but like I'm making this for me.
I want to get one. Like, I want to get one.
Yeah, I don't want one because it's too big, but I like it and I respect him a lot.
So I was talking about him. Baby Feet mentioned 3Us. I'm like, hey, you should definitely like make a version for like normal people. He's like, yeah, but what about?
He's like, why?
Yeah, I'm like, well, you can. So we did talk about it a little bit, and like he actually does have a small game plan moving forward if he does. And one of the things is removing those 3Us and replacing them probably with 2Us. Or 2.25, 2.7. Yeah,
it's the way to go.
Just something accessible because 3Us are difficult right now. SP started selling them, so
no, SP's been selling them for years.
They haven't stocked them any colors.
Yeah, well, the problem with 3Us is that you have to like for a long time, the way to get them was you just had to like go through their form,
Yeah.
and you had to like fill out a form, and you had to like email Melissa, and it was awful. But now they like have them in stock on their website, which is better. But they only have like 4 colors because nobody wants them.
Yep.
But you know, it's whatever.
Oh,
Oh, bye, buddy.
sorry, Giorgio.
Oh, that startled me.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone on stream's about to get startled too. That's fun. But the Eve project was super cool, and the Corsa, and I'm trying to think of things that I wasn't talking shit about.
Giorgio's upset
Right?
because we have a sorry. Giorgio's upset because there's a guest downstairs. That's why Giorgio's in my room. He wants to like not be nice to that guest.
That's funny.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
That's why he's in my room right now. And usually
Yeah. Yeah. But I know I talked shit about a bunch of stuff, but I'm trying not to talk shit right now. Like I talked a lot about that canoe. You remember the canoe?
That canoe.
Yeah, I talked about that a lot, and the stabs on the Corsa. But then I found out that I built it, so I felt a little dumb, and I was like, whatever. I think you need to understand the magnitude of my fuck up with those stabs, right? So, I felt like that's how I like got the inkling that it was me. I felt the stabs, and I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Because like, whoever sold them probably said they were Band-Aid modded, and I know that Corsa too, and I think that's true. But the secret of that Corsa is I didn't clip the stabs. Because I didn't know that was a thing people do. So that was like the 3rd keyboard I built, and then I learned that it was a thing to do probably in like 2016. So like later.
Yeah.
Like when I started building keyboards for myself, I knew it was a thing to do, but like,
Yeah.
And then what other boards were good? The steno lady was there, and she did a talk, but I didn't see it. I think there's video of it though.
Yeah.
I forget her name, but I saw her, and I was like, wait a second. I know you, but I'm in the middle of something, and we'll talk later. And then we didn't, which was like ace. And then there were 2 beam springs. I remember that.
Mhm.
That guy and his weave-in that wasn't my weave-in. I talked about the weave-in a lot.
There was an open bar from 4:30 to 5:30, which was nice.
Didn't drink, but
You
yep.
missed out. I drank.
I know. I was there.
Good time. Good time.
Good. I'm sure. But yeah, lots of steno people. Yeah, they were cool. I wish I talked to them more because I like steno.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think of like other notable boards. Of course you drank rosé. But like I want to make sure I hit everything. What was your favorite board of the meetup that wasn't yours?
Favorite board of the meetup that wasn't mine? Probably that Eve project was really good. Like, because for
Yeah.
me, like, what I really like, but for me, like, when I have a favorite board of the meetup, I also, big part of it for me was the story that goes into it.
Yeah.
And for
Because
me,
I was gonna say, yeah.
Oof.
I was gonna say the Model F prototypes. Because I just
Model F prototypes.
that's the level of obsessiveness I work with when it comes to like my design. Like I've redesigned. I spent the last couple of days like redesigning my plate again. Like I'm on revision 7. Like people don't understand the level of like work that goes into designing something. Like that's something that like bothers me when I see an interest check and people are like, this looks lazy, and it's like, it's probably not. Like it takes a ton of work to do that.
Yep.
Like that's why like even if I like shit on somebody, you all know who, for the speed at which they run their group buys, I respect the level of thought that goes into those designs. So shall we move on to the next thing then? I'm trying to think of like other highlights from the meetup. But it was like I met a bunch of people who I hadn't met before, which was cool.
Yeah, same.
And I just like, I don't know.
It's just a good time. It's one of those things where like we always advocate going to meetups because
Yeah, it's great.
It's great. It's absolutely great. Did anyone
talked to
film the meetup? Flash Quark has a great album.
Yeah.
Video, I was gonna do something, but I decided not to. So
Yeah. Yeah. Get the the reproduction Model Fs. I think he still has orders open.
Yeah,
like
he
go.
does.
Yeah, go buy one. Like if you can afford it, like that's absolutely worth buying. Like 100%. Like I absolutely advocate that. Like give Joe money, basically.
Yeah. Make his dream come true, because his dream will benefit everyone in the community.
Droid Eggs asks a good question. Have there ever been heated arguments at meetups?
Yes.
I was gonna say I have been in hot debates at meetups. I don't think I've ever been in like a truly heated argument, but definitely I've been in like, even at the New York meetup, I definitely got in some like maybe not so friendly discussion with some people.
It's the nature of things.
I feel like that's the most neutral way I can put that. Like it is after all a meetup, and everyone has their opinions about everybody. So everyone was friendly to me, and I was firm but fair with the people who maybe aren't my favorites.
Sometimes you can come to mutual disagreements.
Yep, and that's fine. Save the arguing for online, I think.
Yeah.
I don't mind if someone's like saying something about me on the internet, like that's fine, it's the internet. But like if you're gonna like, don't be mean to people in real life. It's not the place for it. And like don't be mean to new people in the community either. Like that's, again, like if someone's asking you some stupid questions about your board, like one of the things I remember about like a lot of meetups is like people's like spouses who show up, or people's friends or cousins or whatever, and they're asking me questions about my board. And they're like, what kind of switches is this? Or like, you know, like, no, it's not even a stupid question, but like, you know, where do I get one of these? Or like, what kind of keyboard is this? Or like, what keycaps are? It's like if they keep asking like basic questions like that, like it's like, that's, some people just don't know, and it's fine. But like if, you know, if I know you from online and you're asking me basic questions like that, it's like, is this bait? I had one of those moments. So I had a moment. Oh, what boards did I bring? I brought my Mira and my Weavin. So I had one moment where these two people were talking at the other end of the room, and they both like turned and looked at me, and then they walked over, and then they like started talking to each other again, and then they were walking over, and I was like, "What's going on?" And I turned around and like looked at my keyboards, and I was like talking to Steven and Olivia a little bit, and then I hear behind me one of the two people says, "Yeah, I just got vintage blacks for my new keyboard." And like the first thought that pops into my head, one of those two people, I hear them say, "Yeah, I just got vintage blacks for my new keyboard." And in my head, the first thought that pops into my head is, "Don't take the bait." Don't do it. Like, don't take this bait. Like I knew it was bait. And then it turned out that it wasn't bait, and they were just friendly. But it was very funny. It was just a funny moment.
Yeah.
But, yeah. How do I feel about lubing switches? We went over that earlier, Olivia. Geo's question, yes. The answer to that question is yes. And then, what's next? But yeah, and I liked what Gio said before about like don't say things online you aren't willing to say to people's faces, which is what I do.
The confusion is, well, not really, because you don't like straight up like shit talk people. You shit talk their arguments. Like you're like, no, what you said was dumb. Yeah, which you would say in real life because you do.
Yeah, I'm willing to argue that. Yeah, I'm willing to argue my points in real life, but I don't make personal attacks. I just argue about people's ideas because I think a lot of people don't know what the fuck they're talking about, but also I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and nothing matters. It's dark, so you maybe can't see the face I just made, but nothing matters. But you know, if I make an argument you don't like and you talk to me about it in real life, I'm happy to flesh that out. And then, you know, that's why. No, I'm not going to address what I said in the Solarized Dark thread because I don't want to talk about that. So I just like straight up, I'm not talking about that. I like don't want to deal with that problem. So I think we've said enough about the actual meetup itself. It was a great time. We'll go to more.
Yeah, yeah, and kind of to wrap things up, I know most New Yorkers they had their own big unified Korean barbecue group. We kind of stuck with our OG small
Oh,
homie
oh,
group.
oh, we got to talk about the Korean barbecue QE. That's not wrapping things up. That's another 10 minutes in itself.
It
We got to talk about that. We can't leave them hanging on this because
was
that
good.
was,
So there's this really cool thing in the state of New York. I didn't know existed.
yeah.
Puddsy, correct me if I'm pronouncing this right, but I believe it's public transportation. Am I pronouncing
I,
that right?
you know, I hold on, let me, hold on. I need to like sit up and get my accent right. It's, uh, the MTA, also known as, shitty public transportation. I mean, it gets you from point A to point B, but the labor involved in getting from point A to point B is always questionable. So, and then also, oh, so between the meetup and Korean barbecue, we had like 2 hours. I went home and like took a nap.
Yeah.
I like went home because I was wearing bad shoes and my legs and feet hurt so bad. And I was like, guys, I don't want to carry my keyboards on the subway. My legs and feet hurt. I'm going home. I'll meet you at the Korean barbecue place in 2 hours. And everyone was like, cool. So I don't really know what happened in between there, but I know you guys took the subway. And then so keep talking about, have you ever been on the subway before?
New York subway? Actually, I have. It's not my first. It was my first time.
Okay, okay. I love like people's first time subway experiences because they're always like, this sucks. And I'm like, I know. I grew up here.
Yeah, no,
So,
literally, we just spent like 2 hours. What did we do? We just like walk slowly
yeah. Yeah.
and get there slowly and just hang
Sure.
around and not do too
Yeah.
much because we're just
That
hanging out with each other, talking.
sounds right to me.
Yeah, it was good. I learned a lot about the subway though, both
Yeah,
riding it and from Steven actually telling me a lot about the subway and its problems. And
Oh, I'm sure he loves the subway. That seems like his thing.
he's a fountain of knowledge.
Oh, I'm sure. I love him. He's cool.
Yeah, he's really cool. So it was pretty cool. So we went to the KBBQ. Puddsy showed up fashionably late, like 5-10 minutes.
I was like 5 minutes late. Like and it was the subway's fault. Like it was. Like don't put that evil on me. That time it wasn't my fault. Oh, hey. Yeah. So I'll talk a little about OTDs in a minute. Once we finish the story, I'll talk about OTDs. So, hi, buddy.
It's okay, Giorgio. No one's gonna hurt you. You're in my room. I'm gonna protect you.
Oh, so sweet. So we got to the Korean barbecue place, and I showed up a little late. So I just looked at Olivia, and I was like, did you order? And she goes, yes. And I'm like, cool. And I just don't, like, I'm just like, cool. And I just drop it. I'm like, whatever you ordered, probably going to be good. So we're just, like, hanging out for a while. And then they bring us our banchan, and they brought us, what did you get? We got japchae, we got,
Bulgogi.
yeah, we got, well, japchae is the
Oh,
noodles.
Yeah.
And then we got amulpajun, which is the seafood pancake, and we got some third thing. Oh, we got some stews. There was some sundubu involved. And there was one other appetizer we got. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got all good food though. It was really good.
Yeah, and then the meat happened.
Oof, the meat.
And I think so they opened with galbi, which is like awesome, good opening. But then they just like kept putting meat in front of us.
It didn't stop.
Yeah, and also I also need to mention that Huey got soju, right?
Hell yeah.
And they had all eaten, like they had all like had a snack, I think, beforehand or not, whatever
No,
you did.
we just
But you were yeah. But I was very hungry because I like had eaten like a little bit of dim sum and some hot dogs. So I was hungry, and Huey was like, "Hey, I got some soju," and I was like, "Cool." So I drank a cup of soju, and then like 10 minutes later, I was like, "Oh shit, I'm drunk."
Life is happening.
Because I don't drink at all, and I was like, "Nice." So I was like tipsy, and then like food happened, and I was like, "Feed me." Like I just like kept eating food. Like I wasn't talking. I was just like eating. I know, like me not talking, right? But I was just like eating so much food. And then they put the meat in front of us, and it was like, whoa. there's meat. And then ate a little bit of it, and I was like, this is good. And then they put more meat in front of us. And it was like, whoa! And then they just kept putting meat in front of us. We were like,
yeah.
We like by like 2/3 of the way through, we were like, is this it? And then they just like came out with more meat. We were like, oh my god. We were all so full at the end of it.
Yeah.
It was just like so much Korean barbecue.
If you haven't got a chance, on the Top Clack Discord server, the food and drink channel, I posted like almost every dish we had. I missed a few at the end, but oof, it was good.
Oh my god, there was so much Korean barbecue. Oh god. Like, you know how sometimes you go to a KBBQ place and you get a set, and after the one set you're like, that was good, but I'm still kind of hungry. But like, you know, we'll just go to another place. Not that problem. That was not a problem. And it was all so good. Oh my god. And then they brought out the bulgogi and we called Adam.
We called out, yep. We called Mega Bulgogi, Mega Beef.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was so funny. I brought it out and I was like, nice. I bet this is bulgogi. And then I just look over and Huey has Adam on video call. And I was like, nice. I was like, this is the moment. Did we get intestines? No, we didn't.
I wish we did.
Too many guaylo. What is it in Korean? I don't know. But, yeah.
I wish we did.
They're not my favorite. Most things, like chicken feet, I'll eat sometimes, but like intestines, no. And tripe sometimes I'll eat too. And I was gonna eat some of the spare ribs, but like, my body was like, don't put food in here. during dim sum, it was like, don't do that. I was like, okay, I trust you. So then we did that, and we went to 7-Eleven.
Got some energy drinks.
Yeah, some energy drinks.
Got energy drink in Slurpee form.
Yep. That was bizarre, but also delicious.
It was really delicious. Dangerously delicious. I would get it again.
I gotta say, that was definitely something I would drink again, and that's terrible.
Exactly.
Like, it's disgusting, but it's so good.
For context, everyone in chat, it was a cherry monster Slurpee.
Yeah.
And it
was like
good.
Yeah, Huey and I shared it. It was like, it was good, and I was like, wow, this shouldn't be delicious, but I kept drinking it, and I was like, wow. And then we sat in the park for a little bit, and then we were like, well, some of us have to be up early to fly, and the rest of us don't want to go hard.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Which was fine. Which was a nice calm ending. We hung out in the park. We talked a lot of all sorts of things about, you know, life and this and that. What's happening next?
Yep. What plans do we have? What's going on? Like, where are we going? What was that noise? Something in my room. I can't turn my head left because I tweaked my neck this morning. So like, watch me turn my whole body to look behind me, which is great. But yeah, Olivia did not like the Cherry Mountain Dew. Like, you can tell. it was like it's the same kind of delicious that Mountain Dew is, where it's like not actually good, but it's like it's good because of that.
Yeah.
And then we hung out, and then we wandered around and tried to find a bathroom for a while, which was fun. And then we found one, which was great because it was getting to the end of the rope. And then we were like, all right, that's that. So that would have been 10. So yeah, like 36, 40 hours. Yeah.
And then so after that, we all Ubered back to the hotel. Puddsy left from our hotel because it was near the subway.
Yeah. It
was Brandon and I, and when we went to Brandon's room, we hung out, we talked, because, you know, giving Input Club, secrets and updates, Top Clack, secrets and updates.
The Cabal.
The Cabal. Yeah, you know, as we do. Because if in order to get it as a tax write-off, we have to have it actually be a business meeting as well. So...
God, you know, I think Input Club's biggest worry for that weekend is not tax write-offs.
That's true. So yeah, that was a good time. So I didn't actually sleep until.
Yeah, you were up late. Like, I came home and I was on Discord and I was like, "Wow, Huey's still up."
I am still up. Yeah, no, I went to bed like So okay, here okay, I got the playback. I have to do it from my plane took off at 8 a.m., which meant I had to be at the airport at 6 because it's JFK and it gets crowded. My hotel was an hour away, which means I had to leave my hotel at 5, which means I had to wake up at 4:30 to, shower, dress, and pack and check out. That means I slept at around 1:30.
Yeah, I was gonna say you went to bed like 1 or 1:30 if I remember right.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So I got a tiny bit of sleep. I did all that and flew back to good old California. That was the meetup. It was a great time. Absolutely great
Yeah.
time.
Okay. Yeah, it was great. I had a good time. It was a lot of fun. Top meetup, in my opinion. Definitely one of my favorite one that I've been to, for sure.
Same.
Yeah. And then, before we end the stream, I need you to support me in an argument.
Okay. What's the argument?
I'm gonna talk about why I think OTDs aren't worth it.
Okay.
Because I think if anyone knows anything about OTDs in this community, it's probably gonna be me, which might be the most humble thing I've said ever, but it's just true. So here's why I think OTDs aren't worth it right now. If you had told me you were buying an OTD in 2014, I would have said great. And I want to talk about the term OTD first, right? So when most people say OTD, they're referring to like the 356 series and the Koala and like DK Saver. Koala, DK Saver, and like King Saver, those aren't OTDs. Like that's like saying, like if I said Mira and like 280 or like X60 were like geek hacks. Like it's just the name of a forum. Like it's not. It's a bad piece of nomenclature, and we should drop it. And we should say 356 series Koala, King Saver, DK Saver. Like just that's what it's called. 456 is also 356 series, but I didn't make the rules. I just follow him. He says as he's making a rule. And then, so once you've got your 356, okay, yeah, I'll keep talking. It's fine. So, you got 356 series, and then, so in 2014 they were good because they were the only option, and in like 2012 or 2009 when 356CL ran, but like after Young Sam, who made the 356 series, stopped making keyboards, keyboards got a lot better. Things like TGR Jane came out, Mira, any modern keyboard is of equivalent or better quality and has a PCB that works. Like that's the big killer of OTDs for me is like PCBs. The PCBs are so bad.
OTD PCBs? Yeah, they are.
So a modern keyboard PCB is 4 layers, and that way, when you put the hole in for the switch, it goes all the way through. And a 356 PCB is 2 layers, so it's just 1 pad on each side. So if you fuck up, and you need to suck the solder off, you lift the pad, like almost reliably almost every time. You will lift a pad if you need to disassemble an OTD.
Not
always, but like how's your Gone MX Mini PCB doing?
Still 100% working.
Well, you're careful.
Yeah, I'm also great at what I do.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're careful and good at what you're doing. You've also had that thing forever.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know this MX Mini I always work on. The PCB is an original win keyless PCB, but like it has OTD on it, like OTD.kr.
Yeah.
Programmed with icon, like Nani? Like what? Like that's the worst program to ever program PCB. So I'm never changing.
I want to talk about icon for a second. This is the other reason
I'm gonna
make it quick and stream friendly. It is definitively the worst piece of keyboard firmware out there.
Yes.
Like I have no, like I know everyone's like keyboards, your choice of firmware is subjective, and like I like Jigon, and I know a lot of people don't like Jigon. I hate icon. It is the single worst piece of. Okay, let me use an example. All right, Huey, does your PC use a 64-bit operating system, Windows Vista or later?
Yes, it does, Puddsy.
Cool, you can't use icon.
Correct. 32-bit XP is what it's at, folks.
With the Korean language pack, which is impossible. You need that or else it won't work. Because the software in Korean.
I have programmed that board once. and only once.
Yeah. Some, not all.
Never changing it again.
Yeah, it is. I used to offer it as a service, and then I started charging extra for it, and then people were like, "Fuck it, I'll do it myself." And I was like, "Have fun with that." And it's just like you can buy, like everyone's like, you know, and everyone's like, you know, PCBs suck now, and it's like they suck then. Like just make a good PCB. So, and I don't know, it might be 1 layer versus 2 layers, not 2 layers versus 4 layers. Woodkeys makes a good point, but I'm not like my knowledge of PCBs is limited. So it might be 1 versus 2 or 2 versus instead of 2 versus 4, which is probably right.
It's 1v2.
Yeah, it's 1v2. So, my bad. I'm wrong. Like, what a surprise.
This is funny because I have no clue what I'm going to do if I ever kill this PCB to the fact where I can't just jump traces to revive it.
Oh, he sells them on his website.
Oh, the old ones? Those old center ones.
I think that... Oh, it might be the same as TX75, actually.
I don't know if he has the old center ones.
Well, TX75 is center USB.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
That's the thing, because it's center on top. And I'm like, I don't remember seeing those.
Yeah, it might... Gon might sell them on his website, but, like, ordering from Gon's website is, like, bad.
Yeah.
And, like... But TX75 might be the same form factor, I'm not sure. Because it's, like, the MX Mini was a board.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's all meant to fit the MX Mini.
So
like that's where standards came from. Like the reason the standard is called A87 is because there was a keyboard called the A87, and that was just like the standard. Like that's why the standard for TKL plates now is the Jane plate, because it's like the Jane did it first, so now it's the Jane plate. And like the reason like all the tray mount standard is like that, it's called the poker. Like when a keyboard says it supports the poker, I'm like, cool, it supports everything.
Yeah.
Because that was just, again, like, because we didn't have PCBs, so we just made custom cases for pokers. And like the Phantom was a Philco replacement PCB. 2013 keyboard community was a strange time. Technically Orion did it first, but Orion's wrong.
Before we get too off topic, let's just round back up to the meetup and any final thoughts and conclusions before we end the stream here.
I had a great time, and I would do it again. Always. And I'm excited for KeyCon, but I know I'm gonna have to spend more money at KeyCon.
Yeah.
But I think my meme will show up, which is I'm so excited. If I'm lucky, I'll get a shipping invoice for Alice this week. Ooh, and my meme Yeah, Sam says they're nearly done, but that's also like Sam's schedule. So you never know with him. I hope it shows up before KeyCon. I can't say I know if it will.
I don't know. I'm still waiting for my PC 910 to come. So,
yeah.
Well, my final thoughts are great meetup. Had a wonderful time. You know, meeting you in person for the first time, Olivia in person for the first time, seeing my girlfriends at Input Club. That was a great time. Meeting all the people. Shout outs to who did I see in particular that is active, and I saw Violet Viceroy. Hello, thank you so much for coming by and saying hi. I see you active every now and then. Tonka Tonk, saw you there as well. Oh shit, I know who his third person is.
I don't know. I don't know her username, unless she was one of the other two. But I know who you're talking. No,
it was what was his name? I feel bad now because I'm gonna remember it later. I'm gonna forget it now.
Maybe is he in the New York Discord? Chubies. He came up and said hi. I got his business card.
Oh, well, it's okay. The people who said hi to me and said talk about Top Clack, thank you so much for your support, your criticism, your honest opinions and thoughts. It was great. It was honestly great.
Kevin, I like him.
He bought a Weavin'.
Kevin bought a Weavin' because of me. So I went to the last New York mini meet, and then he was like, "What's this keyboard?" And it was Diego's Weavin', and I was like, "The Weavin's the best keyboard ever, and you should buy one." And then he did.
Well, it was an absolutely wonderful meetup. Thank you for joining us, everyone, and thank you, Puddsy, for hopping on Top Clack for this little reflection. I think it was a pretty good reflection.
Yeah, I'm sorry my camera's fucked up, and I'm sorry you can all hear my air conditioner, but like, this is life with me. Like, you know, Huey knows. He's heard my stories. I'm just shambling through here.
It's the
But
Puddsy life.
yeah, that's what happens when you hang out with me is you buy a Weebin. But I had a great time. It was my first time meeting Input Club, and they were just like, oh, they're so great. I love them. They were so nice.
Well, once again, thank you to all the volunteers at the New York meetup who put it together. Thank you for Input Club for sponsoring the meetup and making it happen. And thank you to the venue for being nice and courteous and providing us with what we've asked for the most part. It was a great time. Everyone watching the stream, thank you so much. Hopefully that you can be inspired to either go to meetups yourself or host them yourself, because that's a thing too. That's why I host meetups, because no one was doing meetups around me. So.
Yeah, I was gonna host one at my college, but then I didn't, because I was like, I don't want to meet any of these people. Like, I saw who was like RSVPing, and I was like, oh, I don't like any of these people.
So, until next time, everyone. Every Thursday, Talk Clack, 6 p.m. Thanks to all of our Talk Clack sponsors, and thanks to everyone watching tonight.
Yeah. Tune into this great show. It's a great show. Huey's on it, which therefore makes it good. And Brian's on it. I like him too, but I want to make it clear that
well, we're gonna cut it here.
God damn it!
All right, peace out, everyone. Thank you so much.
Guys.